What's up guys, welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Monchkinz logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And welcome to my video guide for the mission dungeon event called the Ancient Relic of Prosperity. Now this video is only going to be concentrating on the first Chaos fight, because the subsequent Chaos difficulty fights are pretty much the same fight with just limitations on what roster that you have. So what I'm going to try and do is just try to recommend a lot of different characters, and hopefully you have these characters and hopefully you can use them together in a party composition. Anyway, like and subscribe if you haven't already, as always, and it does help my channel, and of course I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And also share this video as well to a friend. That's something I've been forgetting to say actually for quite a long time now. So without further ado, let's start this video. Okay guys, so we'll start this video off with the general tips and guide. Now, it's not the usual thing to do, but I feel like we have fought these bosses quite a few times and I don't really want to go over both of them. So we'll go through the general tips. First off, you use about 50% of your abilities for each wave. Now this is going to be a two-wave fight, however the first wave is actually pretty tanky, or I should say an HP sponge, at least in my opinion. The second wave has less HP, however it can be very dangerous as well. Now honestly, I did 50-50 for most of my abilities and it turned out pretty okay. Now the next one is actually to bring a Dispeller characters such as Faris, Cyan, Balthier, Yuffie, or Vanille. There are no boosted characters on this particular event, which is kind of surprising, even though there are characters that are obviously being presented to us that are, you know, new with their new EX weapons, I should say, not new characters, but with their new EX weapon you would think that there would be some boosted characters. However, there aren't any. So other characters that you may want to consider bringing, like Galuf, Zack, Shadow, Cypher, Edge, Vayne, Waka, Ramza, Golbez, Fran, Jack, Platinum, Cecil, Lulu, Snow, Arnea, Sephiroth, General Leo, Noctis, Lightning, Sync, or even Jet. There's really no limitations to what you can bring. You're only limited to what the mission asks you to do, because the bosses don't have any resistances nor any elements that they can absorb, so you can go all out with different kinds of party compositions for this one. Now as for the healers plus brave battery options, you have Selphie, Ignis, Aerith, Lena, Rosa, Pinello, Hope, Arciela, or Ishtola. And as for the summon, as you guys know, I'm a little bit biased, but I like to use Shiva for my summon, and the other ones subsequently you can use any summon that you want. Ifrit, Brothers, Pandemonium. If you want to do some launch shenanigans, you can do that too. Okay guys, now let's go over the general strategies that I use in order to beat this fight and hopefully help you guys out as well. There's really not much to say, but let's start off with the friend support. Now Arnea is my go-to girl when it comes to friend support, especially when there's multiple enemies. She does break, re-break, and of course can delay as well. Arciela I put here if you need a little bit of help in terms of the HP silence, so something like that can definitely help you out here. If you don't actually want to pull for Arciela yourself, the banner is still there. I do highly suggest you go ahead and pull for her, because she just makes things a lot easier. Now the next thing is delay, freeze, paralyze, and of course HP silence are going to be your best friends here. Delay is still a very good tactic, freeze is okay, and again paralysis is okay as well, although they only last for one turn. It's still pretty useful, and HP silence is really nice if you have Arciela. Now the third one is, like I said earlier, bring a Dispeller. Just to get rid of the bosses give themselves. These bosses love to buff themselves, and they are frame buffs as well, so you really need a Dispeller to get rid of them or steal them for yourself. Next up is bring a healer. I mean, there's going to be some AoE damage here and there, and you really want to heal yourself. Make sure you get that, make sure you don't die, of course. And honestly speaking, I think for the most part I had more HP damage done on the first wave. The second wave didn't really have much trouble since I used my summon there, but I suppose they can do some HP damage as well. So just bring a healer is gonna be a safer run. And speaking of safer runs, of course, bringing a tank will make things a lot safer. So Warrior of Light, Snow, or Galuf works well. If you want some evasion tanking, you can bring Edge too, because I do believe it's the second wave that are weak to the Thunder element, so you can definitely bring Edge along. Now let's go over this wave by wave. Now wave 1, just watch out for the all attacks. It can actually mix in an HP attack there with the try something hurricane attack move. I don't remember on top of my head, but that can definitely do an HP attack, and if you're not paying attention, it can like hit you pretty hard. It can also break you and have another turn in the turn order. Just depends on how it all plays out, because they are pretty quick. So sometimes you will see like there's it'll get like 2 turns, so pay attention. Make sure to break them whenever that happens, so you know the other turn that they're gonna have is gonna be a little bit further, or at least make sure you have the brave to prevent yourself from getting broken, because yeah, it can be pretty dangerous. Also pay attention for their weaknesses, and for wave 2, just dispel. These bosses love to buff themselves, and you can also delay them if you can. That Daunt buff, oh, it's pretty annoying. And make sure you have a Dispeller, or you can steal it, just to make your life a little bit easier. Not necessary, but I think it's well worth bringing a Dispeller all the time for this particular fight. Alright guys, let's take a look at some possible party compositions. The first one is, I was gonna say boosted team, but characters that are being featured, I guess? It's Paladin Cecil, Cyan, Fujin, with RNA as support and Shiva for the summon. Paladin Cecil is a good all-rounder, can heal, can break battery, has very good auras, you name it, he can do it. Cyan is here for the Dispel, Fujin for the Imperil / Enchant, so you can do a little bit more damage than usual. Now the next team that you guys are going to be seeing is of course the one in the video, with Lightning Bolt here, Arciela with RNA as support and Shiva for the summon, Lightning for the delay and damage, both here for the Dispel, Arciela for heals and HP damage prevention. The next one is going to be Ramza, Jack, and Arciela with RNA as support and Shiva for the summon. You'll probably notice that Arciela is probably the main featured character that I'm gonna keep on saying, because I can't emphasize enough how great she is. Anyway, Ramza for the buffs and battery, which is a nice combination for both Arciela and Jack, because they don't really have a lot of generic buffs, and Ramza brings a lot of them. So it's a good combination for Ramza to be around Jack, or Jack and Arciela are good to be around Ramza. Of course, Jack is here mainly for the damage and turn shenanigans, Arciela for the heals and HP damage prevention. Now the final team I have for you guys is Just Delay. No wait, it's not really, but the delay tactic still works, okay? It's Jack, not Jack, I got Zac, Arnea, and Arciela here with Arnea support and Shiva for the summon. This is kind of like a really meta team, and yeah, it just makes things a lot easier. Zac for the tanking, Arnea for damage, delay, whatever you want to, you know, she can do it. She can do all the shenanigans. Arciela for the heals, and of course the HP damage prevention once again. Alright guys, so we're heading towards the end of this video. Just give you my final thoughts about this fight. All honesty, I think it's a pretty long fight. I feel like the first wave is like really tanky. And like an HP damage sponge, or HP sponge. I think that's what makes this fight quite long, and I mean, it's not particularly hard, it's just really annoying with all their different buffs that you have to bring, like a Dispeller or someone that can steal it, because normal debuffs aren't gonna cut it. You can't push off those frame debuffs, which is kind of annoying, to be completely honest with you. And so I think this is an okay fight. Obviously if you have Arciela, it just makes things a lot easier, and if you compare pair her up with RNA as well, it's just not gonna be much of a challenge, I would say. And you can just slot in like a dispeller there, and you should be fine. Yeah, overall I think the fight itself is okay. This can be a little bit tricky if you don't have like a dispeller, so maybe I'll just put it in the middle in terms of chaos difficulty fight. I think it's long, it's arduous, and yeah, that's all I can say. That I felt like the fight just went on for too long. But in any case, that is it for this video, guys. Again, remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help my channel, and of course helps with the YouTube algorithm as well. Also, share the video to a friend if you think they are struggling. Hopefully this can help them as well. It's something I have been forgetting to say, and maybe that's why I'm not getting a lot of views lately. Maybe. Anyway, really do appreciate it. Of course, hit that bell button as well if you don't want to miss anything on my channel. And I've been playing different games now, and you might have seen them, and I do really appreciate it if you can go check them out as well. Shameless plug. But yeah, make sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Monchkinz Gaming. Leave down in the comments below which team you use for all the different chaos fights. Let me know down there in the comment section below. This is Monchkinz logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next level.